Hello everyone and welcome to the House Sable Pub. Today, we're going to be learning about what is easily one of the most well-known groups within Digimon, the Royal Knights. Much like the Olympos 12, who we've covered previously, the Royal Knights directly serve the administrator of their server, King Drawseal. They are tasked with attempting to keep balance within Yggdrasil server, taking orders from King Drawseal. But who are they? Well, the Royal Knights are made up of Alphamon, Craniumon, Crusadermon, Dynasmon, Examon, Gallantmon, Gankumon, Kentaurusmon, Leopardmon, Magnamon, Omnimon, Ulforce Veedramon, and Jessmon. So when is the first or earliest mention of the Royal Knights? I've looked around a little bit, and from what I can see, the earliest mention of the Royal Knights is on a Gallantmon TCG card, which I understand that the card is in Japanese, but the flavor text roughly seems to translate to betting everything on its pride as a royal knight, a holy blow is a sign of its chivalry. It can also be translated as it stakes everything on its pride as a royal knight. Its holy attack is proof of its chivalry. The earliest references involve Gallantmon, which had 3 cards in 2001, Magnamon and Omnimon, who also had cards in 2001, and Imperial Dramon Paladin mode, whose card released in 2002. But Alyss, you didn't mention Imperial Dramon Paladin mode. Why is he relevant? Well, Imperial Dramon Paladin mode actually created the Royal Knights officially. According to another card, as you can see here, the founder of the Royal Knights who protected the ancient world, it descends once again into the present. Now, again, I know that this card is in Japanese. Unfortunately, there's no English equivalent of it. Now, I do want to point out that, interestingly, while Imperial Dramon Paladin mode formed the Royal Knights, it isn't part of the Royal Knights. Possibly to keep from having 3 well-known Vmon evolutions on the roster, but either way, the founder, not a founding member. Now, it should be no surprise that the Royal Knights are heavily based on the Round Table of Arthurian myth. That said, while the group is based off of it, the megas themselves are not based off of individual knights. There are a few parallels that can be drawn, Alphamon being the strongest of the Royal Knights, leading after Imperial Dramon can have parallels drawn to Gawain. Omegamon, the greatest swordsman and bravest of knights, can be drawn to Lancelot, just to name a few of the parallels. What's important is that the Royal Knights are powerful, and often King Drawseal calls on them to resolve any issues that he detects within Yggdrasil server, or if he just decides he needs to kill a bunch of Digimon for some reason. That said, not every Royal Knight will bow directly to King Drawseal's demands if they think that those demands are unjust. Cyber Sleuth is a perfect example, with both Omnimon and Alphamon actively working against King Drawseal's plans from the start. Good decision, since King Drawseal was actually corrupted by Eaters. In Digital Monster X Evolution, Gallantmon disobeys King Drawseal, gets taken out by Omnimon, who later joins Alphamon to fight off Yggdrasil. The duty of the Royal Knights ultimately is to protect the Yggdrasil server, though some take on extra duties to the server. For example, Examon presides over all Dragon Digimon, and Crusadermon presides solely over Knightmon. Alphamon, being both a member of the Royal Knights and a deterrent, whose seat is often left empty unless Alphamon is needed. The Royal Knights, being named as such and holding the reputation they do, have also led to some interesting situations, such as Prince Mamemon thinking that the Royal Knights serve him as he is nobility, or that King Edamon claims himself to be a member of the Royal Knights, though he most certainly is not. The Royal Knights are easily one of the most well-known and longest-running groups in the Digimon canon. To be honest, the list of media that doesn't have or mention them is shorter than the list of the media that does. Kind of a testament to how much people love Royal Knights, and even just the idea of a round table or Arthurian legend in general. I've met a lot of people with favorite choices of Royal Knights, and many people whose favorite Digimon just is a Royal Knight, myself included on the having a favorite, which, just so you know, is Gallantmon. Now, we're getting to the end here, and I kind of want to stress that while members of the Royal Knights as a whole have quite some history, the individual members also have a lot of history to them. Omegamon, or Omnimon, is a perfect example, having appeared in the original Digimon Adventure series and many other series without even being a part of the Royal Knights or the Royal Knights being mentioned. Even Gallantmon's introduction wasn't as a Royal Knight as the first introduction that was on Gallantmon's card, as we discussed before. Now, that's a very abridged history of the Royal Knights. There's a lot more, but that can be found in games, anime, manga, which I highly suggest you explore yourself to get more information on those specific stories. You know, Cyber Sleuth and Next Order are great examples if you want video games that reference them. If you want anime, you can reference Frontier, X Evolution, and Savers. And honestly, I definitely suggest at the very least Cyber Sleuth and Next Order, as they're some of my favorite games. Thank you so much for watching this. Let me know down in the comments below how you feel about the Royal Knights. Subscribe if you're new here. Like the video if you enjoyed it. I'm live all but Mondays and Wednesdays, and you can come hang out in the House Sable Pub using the description down below to join the Discord. Thank you everybody so much, and I'll see you next time.